And let me also, at this juncture, commend one of the shining and humble and courageous member of the opposition family and the governor of Rivers State, Governor Fubara, despite the fact that the whole world knows that the pro-Wike lawmakers lost their seat at the time they decamped. There was sworn affidavit. There was proceeding of their sitting in their hideout, in their quarters. Everybody saw it. Nigerians saw it. But the Supreme Court, in their wisdom, delivered the judgment and said Fubara should recognize these lawmakers who have decamped from the party that were elected. Not everybody will have that, courage, that humility, that spirit of peace and togetherness like Governor Fubara. He surprised most of us. As a Democrat, he accepted that Supreme Court judgment wholeheartedly and started implementing immediately. First, he told the local government chairmen that were elected to step aside in obedience to that judgment. They did. And he commenced the process of paving way for the election. And the RISEC moved in, led by former Justice Enebili, and issued timetable for election to be held on Saturday, August 9th. But like I said before, and like we said before, that the interest of Nyesom Wike is not about election. It's not about peace. It's not about progress. It's about his attitude that he must control the state. And as long as he's not the one controlling the state, nothing should be done. So all these litigations about local government, about assembly members are all decoys to help him achieve his agenda, which is crisis. Now, election has been fixed for August 9. I want to inform the general public that while Rivers people are preparing for the election that Supreme Court have ordered to be reconducted, the Wike group again is running around looking for injunction to stop the conduct of the election. It's running around like they did before for the House of Assembly to now amend the local government law in the middle of the election to frustrate the election. It's now running around again to now make another law to say that those former chairmen, those Wike chairmen, whose tenure have expired, who have gone into political oblivion, that they should come back, former chairmen, and be superintending over the local government. Look at this whole madness. Look at this whole confusion. So it wasn't about local government election. It wasn't about House of Assembly. He wants to take what does not belong to him, to control the structures of governance. And that is why we have been in this problem. Despite obeying the Supreme Court judgment, despite the RISEC fixing the election, the next thing is to issue ultimatum that the RISEC chairman should come and explain about the former election. The next one is to issue arrest warrant. Stupid actions. The errand boys. Because the master wants the whole place to be in commotion. Why not go and prepare for election? Now you don't want the election to hold again. But I now want to say this boldly. We have been through this part before. There was an attempt in the middle of the night for the former chairman whose tenure have expired to jump in to take the council. The people resisted it. There was a plan to use the police to steal the election materials the morning of the election. It was resisted. These laws were changed overnight. It was resisted. Try it again. Followers of Nyesom Wike and your paymaster. Try it again. We will go this part again. We will go this part again. If you think that you can change the local government law while the election process is already on, nobody on earth will obey it. The opposition coalition will stand in resistance to that. And we know that our government will stand in resistance to that. The election will go on. Change the law 100 times. We'll go through the same process again. This is 2 years. You vowed that the governor that was elected by the people that you help to be elected cannot govern unless he governs in accordance with your personal dictates. That you remove him in 2 days. This is 2 years. And let me say that boldly for followers of democracy and lovers of democracy and the people of Rivers. Take it from me and take it from all of us. Governor Fubara cannot be impeached by Wike and all those his renegade people. He cannot. He He cannot. I want you to go to bed knowing that in Fubara you have a soldier for democracy and a respecter of rule of law, who despite being pushed to the wall has stood and continued to preach peace. But they want until he surrenders his kingdom for there to be peace, and that will not happen. So we have complied on the issue of local government. They are now trying to obstruct the election. But I want to tell Rivers people, continue your lobbying for the election, continue your consultation, continue your campaign. The election will hold on August 9th as spelled out. They can run again and obtain midnight injunctions. But the election will hold, because that's what Supreme Court asked for. That is what they want the Supreme Court to ask. And now all the relevant notices have been issued. But like I told you, they all want anarchy. Now they don't want the election again. So I want to allow the public and Rivers people to be vigilant again. We did it before. You people did it before. You can do it again. These people have shown they hate you. They want you to starve to death. They want you to die. Those lawmakers, because their paymaster does not want peace, wants anarchy. There cannot be vacuum in democracy and leadership. The state will continue to run and run democratically. So the election will hold. But it's important to alert you that they are running again to the court, looking for injunction to stop a legitimate process that the Supreme Court have ordered. They are running around in their quarters, in their hideout, to amend the local government law in the middle of the election, to tell former chairman who left years back to jump through the window to be local government chairman. In which council would they ever enter? The people have taught them the lesson before, and they will teach them again. And again, we salute Governor Fubara for also complying with the last phase of the judgment, which is presentation of budget. And like opposition will keep saying, let us understand that there are people who are born with, crisis character, people who are born with being in an environment where there should be no peace. And Nyesom is one of them. Now the man has now moved again and called House of Assembly members, come to a meeting, let us sit down. Something that if it is Wike will not do. But Fubara has done that because he's a better man and continue to be a better man any day, any time. He has called them to a meeting. Let us find solution and move forward. But what did they do? They boycotted the meeting. They were hosting a party in their quarters, in the assembly quarters, and refused to come to the meeting on how to start working together. Because to them it's not about working together. It's a desire that the one that has the key to the treasure or the state should burn. But the state will not burn. Who are they? The state will not burn. And we can't keep quiet and allow them destabilize that state that belongs to our party. So as a party we are united and we are in solidarity with the government and people of Rivers State. Now you are called to a meeting on how to move forward. Despite that the man that was calling the meeting know that you have become and lost your seat, but he respected the judgment of the Supreme Court. And you refuse to turn up because there's a man in Abuja who doesn't want you to go. Then the man moves forward to write a letter to you. He writes a letter to you and say to you, Amewula, he has respected the Supreme Court and recognized you as a speaker. And he writes to you as a presentation of Rivers State 2025 budget to the Rivers State House of Assembly. Please recall my statewide broadcast of 2nd March 2025, in which I express our unreserved commitment to implementing the Supreme Court judgment on the political dispute in Rivers State as soon as the enrolled judgment orders were served on us. I'm reading the letter Governor Fubara wrote to the House of Assembly. It was furtherance of this commitment that we initiated the consultative meeting with the Rivers State House of Assembly for the 10th March 2025 to consider all the issues raised by the judgment and agree on the way forward in the best interest of the state. However, this crucial meeting was never held, which was unfortunate. Nevertheless, we have decided to move on to swiftly implement the terms of the judgment as promised, having now been served with the CTC. Consequently, we wish to notify Mr. Speaker of our desire and intention to present the 2025 Rivers State Appropriation Bill to the Rivers State House of Assembly on Wednesday, 12th March 2025 by 10 a.m. Thank you for your kind consideration of my request by the House, and please accept, Mr. Speaker, the assurance of my heirs that are signed. Similarly, Fubara, GSSR, Governor of Rivers State. He wrote to them. It was delivered to them. He called the speaker on the phone severally. He did not pick. He still sent me a message. about the budget presentation. So to tell you people whose mind is dark, who all they want is anarchy, crisis, and for Rivers innocent people to suffer. The gate was open. Immediately they heard the governor is on the way coming. Somebody called him from it and said, lock your gates. Don't receive him. You think you are doing, the whole world saw you today. The people are situating where the blames will be in the days ahead. That actually Fubara, like we always say, and we all believe in opposition, is not the aggressor. From day one, Nelson Wike and his group have been the aggressors. And what they are demanding is unthinkable and impossible. And this is, if you remember, every point Fubara has allowed peace to reign. A government was formed. Yes, we have somebody to be elected. You appointed all the commissioners. He asked you even for the commissioner for finance. He has to fight and fight. You took all the commissioners. So Nigerians need to understand who is the problem. Because it's important in what will happen in the days ahead. You took all the commissioners. The man accepted. You had all the local government. You don't deserve them. The man accepted. So Nigerians need to appreciate the depth of love for peace by this man that he keeps on provoking. Today he's calling him a boy because he's not worried he can say any nonsense to anybody. Because people are tolerating it. And the president enabling him and the people to call him and a minister to order. And he's on TV and be talking anyhow. You took all the commissioners, you took the House of Assembly, you took all chairmen of all the boards. You appointed all the SAs. The revenue generation that was there when he continued with it. Principal officers you selected. Every appointees you took. The man did not complain. He carries on projects to want anything he wants. But suddenly that was not enough. You fall out with the man. Who is the problem? When they went to peace accord with the president, even when the terms was unfavorable, the man accepted it. Commissioners that insulted him and left returned back and continued to insult him inside the government. Even though some of us has apprehension that Mr. President, you brokered this peace and they are breaching it, he kept quiet. And the one that hurts me more, and all of us, is that they said withdraw all the cases in court. Governor Fubara being a man of peace, which is the cause of the problem today. Listen to president. And I want to know what President Tinubu is doing about this now, because he listens to you. He listens to you. He withdrew his case. But your minister, Wike, did not withdraw his case with his people. They continued that case secretly, undefended, and obtained this judgment that led to Supreme Court saying they are freezing local government allocation and the local government election nullification. He listened to you, Mr. President. Don't forget that. Some of us disagreed that that's how democracy and rule of law works. He withdrew his counter affidavit. In respect of your decision and the peace you mediated. In that case, if you don't do anything, you threat him. And you withdraw his case. And then the nature of Wike, he continued that case. Disrespecting you, he didn't do anything to that. And that is how that judgment was brought. Even when we know those people are no longer lawmakers. A judgment that was gotten with that deceit of continuing a case that you said should be withdrawn, and he withdrew his own, and parties refused to withdraw and secretly continued with the Attorney General that was working for him that time and obtained a judgment. The same man is about now fully implementing that same judgment. And your minister and his followers are all over the place trying to make it impossible. If you think you make it impossible, Rivers will not work, you're a joker. Rivers will work. And I said it and we said it. It's not about doing the right thing. It's not about local government election. It's not about budget. It's about the fact that you held a man's neck, pressed him down to the point of death, and the man resisted. And he went for impeachment, which failed. And then suddenly you feel there cannot be any peace until you take back the state. Let Nigeria see it. Wike is not after democracy and rule of law in Rivers. He wants Fubara's seat. He wants a stooge that will continue his third term. So to him, any path to peace must be frustrated, as Nigerians are seeing now. The same budget you asked for is about being presented. You ran away. You are called to come to a meeting. Let's talk man to man as brothers. You told them don't go. And then all you hear is insult upon insult against anybody who disagrees, inflaming the situation, provoking people, causing tribal divisions. Today you will insult the chief judge of Rivers State Because you refuse to do your bidding. You will insult the chairman of Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, calling him a corrupt man, a former judge. You appointed him. So you must be crazy to be appointing people who are corrupt then. You appointed him. Because the man told you he cannot be part of those destabilizing this state, he will conduct the government election, then everybody is a criminal. Are you saying that on national TV? Because the CJ will not follow you to do those abracadabra, then the CJ is a bad man. And Rivers State Judiciary is the worst corrupt Rivers State in the country. Suddenly, the same place you presided. So it's the foundation you led. He's a boy today because he has refused to be pressed to death. They are asking for commissioner screening. The commissioners were screened with legitimacy. At the time they were screened, there was a relevant judgment and orders of the court that backs the existence of that House of Assembly. It's like you asking, okay, now ask them to go and scrape road that was constructed before with 2024 budget. Ask them to tax the people again and recollect the revenue of 2024. The fuel that were put inside the cars in government house, ask them to go and produce the fuel back. The drugs that you are using in the hospital, ask them to go and reproduce the drugs again. So those were legitimate actions that were taken care of. So you cannot. And that's not part of what the Supreme Court decided. Talk about bringing commissioners for you to screen. Those ones are things that have happened. That's not part of it. And I want to thank the commissioners and RESET that have gone to court. Let the court interpret it so you can wait. So issuing countless and baseless, 48 hours, 38 hours to reset because we want to frustrate the election will not. The man can appear, there's an ongoing litigation on it. Take it. You don't only respect the court when it suits you, you should respect it generally. Rivers cannot continue to wait for you people in this political madness. They cannot continue. So if we don't take that budget, there will be a way out because civil servants are entitled to be paid their money at the end of the month. Any of them can go to court and the court can issue order for the governor to find a way around it and continue to run the state democratically because the primary responsibility of government is protection of lives and property and welfare of the citizen. And I want everybody to understand this is not a difficult issue. Where is the genesis of this thing? You ran a presidential primary in 2023. You campaign vigorously. I give it to you, Wike. You campaign. But because of this your attitude, delegates spiritually saw you coming and the hard work you can create for democracy and decency and rejected you in one of the biggest political alliance. They rejected you. You tried. Yes, you tried. But Tambola joined forces with Atiku and they defeated you. Is this what is difficult for you at this age to accept? Is this why you want to leave a legacy of anarchy and crisis? I've advised you as a younger brother. This path leads to destruction. Because people are standing up to resist you. Over time they indulged you. Now you lost a primary. You wanted VP. You begged for it. You campaigned for it. Some of the committee selected you. There's numerous other committee that worked on the issue of VP. You lost that. Whatever reason that made that people not to take you as a VP, with your attitude and actions today, I think he's right. I think he's very right. Because you lost the presidential primary, you lost the issue of being VP. Most people did not know. Let me say it today. Do you know they went as far as carrying Anya with the national secretary then to go and keep in Port Harcourt so that he does not sign the list of candidates that emerged in 2023, presidential, House of Assembly, governors. PDP will not have had candidates in 2023. So that he does not sign it. So that if by the close of midnight, they don't reverse the issue of Okowa and put him as a VP, let the entire PDP say. So you need to understand what Fubara is facing is hacking to this whole situation. This is where the genesis started. A man who feels it's either him or no other person, any other person does not agree must be destroyed. And then was taken into hiding. By the time he came to the secretariat and said, oh, let me sign that of House of Rep. Party members who got the information held him hostage. He wanted to escape through the door. By now, people don't even have any single candidate. So a group of people who are willing to ensure that there's no candidate at any level. They are very dangerous political people. And we came out from that. Now again, they are all running from one court. All the governors in PDP, when they used to follow you, go to Port Harcourt, Bala Mohammed, they were nice people. They were nice people. But because they disagree, they say this part is part to anarchy and irresponsible action. Today, Bala Mohammed, you call him idiot, you call Didi idiot, you call all governors of PDP, and I challenge these governors. This guy have insulted you more than enough. It's time to put a stop to this. Today, the NWC, imagine him calling NWC stupid and idiotic people, the National Working Committee of the party. And also blame NWC for indulging him over the years. But this is the time to apply that force. Expelling him from the party can run to his usual court, but expelling him is a second duty, and nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Everybody that does not agree with you cannot be a fool.